are listening to the Caps, Locks, and Cherry Shots podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, one and all, whenever and wherever you may be listening to us. You have your ears locked into the Caps, Locks, and Cherry Shots podcast, and this is going to be a very special episode, ladies and gentlemen. This is our yearly Impact Awards show. We'll also be breaking down the Clash of Champions pay-per-view happening this Sunday. But before we get to there, let's introduce who we are. My name is Edward Keene. I will be the host of these festivities. And joining me, as always, is the muscle of the podcast, voice of Southeast Asia, and future MMA champion. He is the one, the only, the Jaime.
What's up, wrestling fans? Let's get things started.
All right, and also joining us, this man is destined for great things, or so his mother says. He is my tag team partner, my arch nemesis, and my very best friend. You know him. I hate him. He is the real Danny D, Dan Dorrit.
What's up, everyone? We're going to get into a little Zack Sabre Jr. conversation today and kick it old school.
Yeah, we are definitely not going to do that. But what we are going to do is hand out 10 Impact Awards for all things good and bad going on in Impact Wrestling. Our first award is the Shockmaster Award for most underwhelming moment in Impact this year. The nominees are the GFW parting ways with Impact, Alberto El Patron being stripped of his GFW Global Championship, America's Top Team choking out referee Brian Hebner, the Swole Brothers making an appearance on television. And the award goes to it's the Swole Bros! Yeah, that'll be the last time we use crowd effects for that, but we had to because they were just that terrible. Would anybody like to tell us why they were that bad? Just real quick. Fantastic! Nobody did. Nope, nobody did. Nobody did. Alright, our second award is the Daniel Bryant Moment of the Year. The nominees are Sanjay Dutt winning the X Division Championship, the return of Petey Williams, Ohio versus Everything defeating LAX. Dan, who should win this award?
LAX losing the titles to OVE.
Jaime, who should win the award?
Same for me. OVE winning the titles.
You both are wrong, and let me tell you why. It's Sanjay Dutt winning the X Division Championship in his home country of India. It was a beautiful moment, even though nobody saw it. It was something special. Let's move on to our third award, Pipe Bomb Promo of the Year. This award goes to the, let's call him piece of talent, that has cut the best cumulative promos over the course of the year. The nominees are Eli Drake, Conan, and Dan Lambert. Anybody care to weigh in on who should win?
Dan Lambert.
Eli Drake.
Well, Dan was right on this one. It's Dan Lambert. I made no mistake when I was writing the recaps. When he showed up, I absolutely hated the storyline. And through his anti-wrestling promos, he made me care about it. So, and caring in Impact is something that is a beautiful thing because not many people do. Our next award is the I Need a Tums Because This Has Made Me Sick award. This award is for the worst storyline in Impact Wrestling. The nominees are Laurel Van Ness getting her heart broken not once, but twice, Rosemary and Abyss teasing a return and then Rosemary promptly getting slammed onto a bunch of thumbtacks, and anything to do with Karen Jarrett. Jaime, who won this award?
Going to go with the Laurel Van Ness, Heartbroken.
Dan, what do you think?
All of them.
Well, it was close to a three-way tie, but the esteemed panel of voters, mainly consisting of me, voted Karen Jarrett as the worst, just terrible thing on Impact Wrestling. It may have been, how do I want to word this? It may have been biased by the fact that I happened to come across the whole storyline of how she married Jeff Jarrett, and how Kurt Angle was the best man at that wedding ceremony in Impact, and it made me sick. Visibly sick. That's why I needed a Tums. That's why she won the award. Our next award is the Good God Go Away Award for Worst Wrestler in Impact. Before I announce who the nominees are, would anybody like to just throw out some names to see?
Borash.
He is a nominee. Jaime, do you have a name you want to throw out there?
Grado.
He's on there too. Anybody else?
Joseph Parks.
No, actually no. Jaime.
He should have been. He's not as good as Abyss.
Oh my gosh. Jaime, you want to try to nominate somebody else before I tell you who actually was nominated for this award?
I can't think of any other terrible wrestler on Impact.
Oh.
Aside from Grado.
Jaime. Jeremy Borash.
Ooh, what's your girl's name?
Huh?
The one you can't stand.
Allie?
No.
Hold on. We'll get to her in a minute because I got some stuff on her. No. The nominees were Jeremy Borash, Josh Matthews, Grado, Congo Kong, and standby wrestler Richard Justice. Who won the award, guys?
It has to be Borash.
Nope.
It has
Standby
to be
wrestler?
Congo Kong.
Nope, it was the standby wrestler Richard Justice, because I actually felt sorry that Congo Kong had to be in a match with him. His character is so bad. I mean, it's worse than what Dan would be in a wrestling ring. It's worse than what Dan would be in a wrestling ring. Let's move on. Let's go to the Did You Just See That Wow moment of the show. We were going to call this the OMG moment, but then I realized that that's trademarked by a certain company based in Stamford, and I really don't want another cease and desist order. So, the Did You Just See That Wow moment of Impact Wrestling for this year? Your nominees are D'Angelo Williams and however he fell off the top rope. EC3 giving 30 lashings to James Storm. And Petey Williams winning the X Division Championship. Also, Matt Sydal beating Bobby Lashley. Gentlemen, who won the award?
Going with Sydal as well.
Oh, no. Actually, no. It was the one moment that got Impact some mainstream attention. And that was D'Angelo Williams. Dan, I'm really shocked you didn't pick this one because you were so high on it when it happened at Slammiversary.
Well, you should have just said D'Angelo Williams wrestling. Then I would have picked that. But you said the way he fell off the top rope, and he did a good frog splash. He just overshot the table.
No, it looked... He fell... Let's see.
No.
Quote...
We can watch the replay now.
No.
We can pause the recording and watch the replay.
No. This is fine. But to quote one of my son's favorite movies, he fell with style. The STFU award for the worst everything. Basically the worst total package. This was going to be called the Lex Luger Award, but then I saw a picture of Lex Luger and I already felt sorry for him anyway. So the worst cumulative piece of talent in Impact. Let's throw out some nominees, guys. Who you got?
I can't remember your girl's name. Tanya something?
Taryn Terrell, and yes,
yeah,
she's on the list. Who else do you got?
That's who wins. We don't even have to go over the other two. Your hate for her is higher than anyone else on that show, probably.
She didn't win.
Oh, wow. Well, drum roll.
Who else you got? Jaime, throw me out a nominee.
Once again, Grado.
He also was nominated, but he didn't win either. Karen Jarrett was nominated, and she didn't win. The winner of this award was KM. And don't call me a liar. It's written right here. I can't stand him.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so terrible. He's got the worst catchphrase in the history of catchphrases. And at least Taryn Terrell, when you watch Impact on mute, is decent to look at. Dan, who would you rather watch wrestle a match? Taryn Terrell or KM?
I've never seen Karen Terrell wrestle, but I have seen KM wrestle live, and he actually wasn't bad.
You've never seen Taryn Terrell?
No, I've honestly never seen any of her matches.
Oh my God, Jaime, explain to him.
I'll tell you what. KM actually did do some decent work live.
I'll take your word for it because he's terrible on Impact. All right, now we go to the big ones. Match of the year. Anybody like to throw out some nominations there?
Gotta be a Bound for Glory match.
Seidel, Eddie Edwards.
That's one, and I understand why you know that because I wrote like 1,000 words in the recap for that one. The nominees are the Seidel and Eddie Edwards match, the Lashley versus El Patron match from early in the year, where El Patron won the Global Force Championship, and the 20-man gauntlet match that crowned Eli Drake the Global Champion. Who won?
Gotta be Seidel.
Yes.
Gotta be Seidel.
It was Seidel and Edwards, match of the year. The 9th and second to last award we will be giving out is the Vince Lombardi Team of the Year. I have 4 nominees for this award, mainly because they're the only 4 tag teams I can remember besides Falaba and Mario Boccara, who I'm still sure haven't won a match in Impact. The nominees are LAX, OVE, VOW, and Decay. Who wins the award?
Gotta be either LAX or Decay. OV hasn't been on the show long.
I think I'm going to give this to LAX for being on TV every week, but Decay can make its case earlier in this year.
It was actually LAX, and
Orale!
let me speak on it. You know,
Let me speak on it!
say what you will about Conan, but in the process of writing my book, which will never get done, I've been watching a lot of old school WCW, back when Conan was with the NWO. And not the LWO, which kind of struck me as a little odd, but he had a match with Chris Jericho for the television title, and it was good. Like, it was good.
They're pretty good friends.
And, like, Conan can cut a promo. Very underrated
Conan
wrestler.
is probably one of the best promo guys in the business still today.
Very underrated wrestler. All right. The 10th and final award before we jump into what we normally do and then go to the Clash of Champions is the Lance Storm Just Incredible Impact Player Award. Now, for those of you that may not be familiar with those two, they were called the Impact Players at the end of WCW and at the first One Night Stand. Hell of a tag team. Watched a bunch of old ECW. Just incredible. Like,
hold on, weren't they the Impact Players in ECW?
That's
like
what.
Before?
Yes, they were. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
oh, well, you said WCW.
Well, for the 2 matches they were in WCW, but yes, they were the Impact Players, and it was fantastic. And Just Incredible was a hell of a wrestler that really got jobbed out in the WWE. Beside the point. The nominees for the Impact Player Award. Well, actually, let's hear who you guys think it should be.
Oh, hands down, it's got to be Eli Drake.
I was about to say that.
Okay, anybody else want to throw names out there?
EC3.
That's 2.
Bobby Lashley.
No Storm, no Lashley. Nope. Your nominees are
Serena. What's the chick's name?
Sienna.
Yeah, Sienna.
And yes, she's on there. Your other nominees are Alberto El Patron.
No way.
Oh yeah, because
it's a terrible nominee.
Really? Because how many people talked about Impact after the whole domestic violence thing?
Okay, yeah, sure, but that's not being an Impact player. That's just being an.
It made an impact with the company, did it not? Isn't that what the company's called?
The next one.
And Petey Williams.
Okay, I can get that. They moved to Canada. They brought back the Canadian Destroyer.
Not to mention he's challenging for the world title, so that's something. All right, who wins the award?
I think you have to give it to EC3.
No, Jaime's right. Dan's wrong as usual. It's Eli Drake. How can you not give it to Eli Drake? Guy cut
That was what I said before. I was the first one to say it. He's copying me.
I said
hands down, it's got to be Eli Drake.
The guy
That's
cut.
the last time I'm cutting you off.
The guy cut one of the greatest jokes I've ever heard, and it's gonna make my book. He's the best guy on the show, like period, bar none. He's the best. All right, Dan, give me a hot girl of the show.
I'm not prepared this week. I guess I'll finally use the one that I've been teasing, Alexa Bliss.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
She looked hot even in her India tour gear.
Yeah. You know what? Sasha had a really...
Sasha was hotter.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
We'll make that Jaime's hot take of the show. How about that? Let's bring something new in since he has one. But how about somebody from Impact, Dan?
Someone from Impact?
Yeah, since we're doing the Impact Awards, give me the... How about instead of hot girl of the show, give me the hot girl of the year in Impact?
Oh, it's got to be Allie.
For looks alone, until she opens her mouth, I'll agree with you. Jaime, give me your match.
Oh, no. I want to change that, actually. God, I completely forgot. Like, LVN.
No, you had it right the first time. Although LVN, when she's made up real pretty, she's up there. Jaime, give me a match that we haven't mentioned yet on the show from Impact that can be your match of the show.
It's gotta be Roman Reigns versus Cesaro. They had one hell of a match last night.
What Impact taping was that on?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Since Jaime's obviously...
Apparently your listening skills during that segment were as good as the Blues' offense or defense.
Oh my gosh. It wasn't quite on Impact there, Jaime, but you know what? We'll take it. We understand English not your first language and everything, so...
What do you mean?
We get it. Let's move on. How about...
you guys called me the racist one.
How about we go for a what to watch for? Dan, give me something to watch for.
NFL last couple of weeks, the Philadelphia Eagles, now that Carson Wentz has gone down, that's going to be a team that I really want to see what they can do. Nick Foles is a competent quarterback.
No, he's not.
But Wentz going down could really hurt that team.
How about the Patriots, man? Wasn't that beautiful? Laying the egg on Monday night.
It's really interesting now because even if the Steelers lose this week coming up, they can still get the number one seed all the way through.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I heard on that was the first time that the Patriots hadn't converted on a third down in the game since 1991. That was the first time they went over on third down since 1991.
And they kind of actually still keep some teams alive in that division, too. If the Patriots just somehow lose another game or two, they could possibly lose the division.
No, that's like...
Mathematically, I am correct.
Yeah, but...
Mathematically.
Math has never been your friend, Dan. I mean, it's just...
Oh, yeah, well, guess what? 2 plus 2, that's 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick mouse.
Oh, I'm still going with NXT. They're just getting better and better. You know, the guys that you do not see that often before, you're seeing them more often in this past few weeks.
And let's also mention that they are on USA this week, and I will be very interested to see the ratings for that.
It's going to be interesting. I don't know how well it's going to translate onto major
I think
commercial television.
I think this is the smartest thing that they've done.
Do you think it's possible that maybe that becomes a thing now?
No, because I think what they're hoping this will do is drive up subscriptions.
Okay, well, I mean...
Maybe this is like a once every 3 or 4 months type thing. Once a quarter, they'll put it on TV. Like
instead of a pay-per-view, they'll do a TV special?
Maybe, I don't know. I think that I'm going to be very interested to see the ratings for this, the TV ratings. Because if this show beats Raw and or SmackDown in the ratings, they're going to have to ask themselves some serious questions.
Could it be the catalyst to the what we've all been wishing for, the NXT invasion? I mean, it would kind of be the perfect place to start, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm also interested to see what they do for Tribute to the Troops. Because, that's normally a combined show where they have a few matches in between. And if they're putting NXT on Wednesday, is there going to be... I don't know if NXT's live or not. Do either of you know if NXT is going to be live or if it's pre-taped?
I have no idea. Jaime,
It's usually pre-taped. And they air it every week. So they could just...
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could break it through the commercials. But, yeah. I mean, it's not like they don't have post-production experience with that via SmackDown before, or it was live, obviously.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'll be interested to see if there's any NXT guys on Tribute to the Troops as well.
Normally they kind of reserve that for, like, the uber patriotic. Like, I'll be shocked if I don't see John Cena in a match there, or, you know, Mark Henry dressed up as in a lot of camouflage, and I mean a lot of camouflage. But,
well, I mean, is Henry actually still on the roster?
Yeah, they still showed him in packages where he was going to events and whatnot. Like, as a matter of fact, one of my old sergeants from the Marine Corps, who's now a gunny and a general's aide, he was at an event that was sponsored by the WWE, and Henry was there acting as an ambassador. So,
that's what I mean. I know I didn't know if he was on a Legends deal yet.
I don't think so. I mean, I would always assume after what they've done to that poor man that they would give him a final match, a send-off, not just, hey, he just hasn't been on TV for 2 years. But, I mean, if you look at all the stuff that Mark Henry has done, they have screwed over that man. Like, he's the father to the hand with Mae Young. He pretty much had sex with Mae Young on Monday Night Raw. He was made into a hot fudge sundae by Jacqueline and Terry Runnels in PMS. He had a love triangle with China and a transvestite, and this all happened on national television. And he's never been a WWE champion. There's a problem there. That needs to be fixed. They need to at least give him a send-off before they go into the Hall of Fame. And
he'll never be a WWE champion.
I don't deny that. I'm just saying they need to give him a send-off. But I will say this. If when Mark Henry goes into the WWE Hall of Fame, and he should, if he is not inducted by either D'Lo Brown or by somebody in a hand costume, I am going to be deeply upset.
So I just Wikipedia'd it really quick. Mark Henry is not listed on any active roster.
Well, there we go. Either way, he's still probably going to be there. I mean, Mick Foley and Stone Cold Steve Austin have been in a few of those tributes to the troops, and they weren't on active rosters, so. But we need to get back on topic, and that is my what to watch for. It's going to be, and I can't believe I'm advocating this, the Los Angeles Rams. They're the best team in the NFC, and I don't think it's close with the Eagles and their quarterback situation. The Rams are going to go to the Super Bowl, and it's going to make me sick. But that's my 2 cents. Anyway, Dan, give me a daily fantasy pick.
Man, it's I don't have one this week. I'm not happy with the way my week ended last week, and I'm kind of taking the week off from everything fantasy. So I'm not even looking at matchups. I lost a lot of money last week in the NFL because of injuries.
Come on, make a pick. Case Keenum, maybe Nick Foles, as you said. Perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Nick Foles might not be a bad play. I have no idea where he's priced. If he's priced on FanDuel 6,500 or lower, he's worth a flyer. Josh Gordon's price is getting up, and he's going against the Ravens this week, and I expect them to get a ton of pressure on the quarterback. So
whoever that may be in Cleveland.
Right, exactly. Who is that?
I'm pretty sure they're going to go with Kaiser, but they're going to go 0-16 this year, so there's no telling what Hugh Jackson might do in his final couple of games as the Browns coach. So it could be Hogan.
Oh, interesting. Mark Henry is now a producer for the WWE.
Well, there you go. I'm telling you, he needs one last match. I feel like I should have Christian come out and say he needs one last match. So just pick one of those. How about Adrian Peterson in Arizona?
No, never.
Never?
He's too old. He had one good week.
Ravens defense against Cleveland.
I mean, that's not bad. Foles in the Ravens defense. There you go. There's your first two in the
all right.
line.
Jaime, give me a long gone wrestler of the show.
Rico Constantino.
Oh, speaking of Rico, I'm glad you brought it up. I've had a nugget about this forever. You know what his first major TV debut was?
Was it Billy and Chuck or tagging with John Cena?
Oh, no, sir. It was neither.
Or Randy Orton.
Nope, keep guessing.
I give up. Gladiators?
Yes, he was on American Gladiators in it was either late 80s or early 1990s. He was on an episode where he was a Las Vegas police officer, and he won an episode of American Gladiators. First time Rico was ever on television. Now you know. Now, let's go to what is our second part of the show, and that is the breakdown of Clash of Champions. Looks like we have, let's see, five matches on the card, maybe? So,
with like 2 more to come, probably.
Well, let's go with the ones that we have now, and mind you, I haven't watched SmackDown, I don't think either of you guys have either. So let's just go with the ones that have been announced. Baron Corbin versus Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler, U.S. title on the line. Who wins?
Bobby Roode. It'll be glorious.
You know who I'm going to pick, and I have an explanation. Because Dolph Ziggler is just in his twilight. Bobby Roode is already over as is. But Corbin needs the belt to stay over. He's having a hard time even with the belt. So, let's see where it goes. I hope he wins.
He's horrible.
No, I think, and I'm gonna take the third one. I'm gonna go with Dolph Ziggler. Because Ziggler needs to remain relevant. This is how he does it. It'll give Corbin something to fight against going into, I guess the next big one would be the Royal Rumble. It'll put the title in that feud between Ziggler and Roode. It'll give that a little bit of life into it. So, yeah, I think you're going to see something special there. I think Dolph Ziggler's going to win the United States Championship. We'll see who's right about...
Ziggler is like that bad girlfriend that you just keep going back to.
Yeah.
Or like that really bad food truck that the food tastes so good, but you get sick every time. I know that one's a little bit more relatable for you.
Absolutely.
So we'll use that analogy instead. You keep going back to that same food truck because you keep thinking you're not going to get sick. But you keep getting sick, Ed.
Yeah.
And I need you to realize Dolph Ziggler's career is over.
Until the ulcer in my stomach is literally eating my intestines, I'm going to keep rooting for Dolph Ziggler. It's just the way it's going to be.
Well, you know, he's one of my boys, too. You know, he's one of my favorite wrestlers, but I've moved on, and I think it's time for you to as well.
Well, especially, I think it's more telling that he has a national commercial.
He's here to show the world. He's here to show the world.
Come on! And I'm telling you, dude's got the best entrance music in wrestling. Next to The Miz, it's the best in wrestling.
Awesome!
I mean,
they had the same artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Downstate.
I mean, it's right up there with Voices by Randy Orton and the best entrance music of all time, and that is John Cena. It's right up there with him. So,
I mean, God, there's so much good entrance music. But let's move on. That could probably be a pod. That could probably be a pod in itself.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about
the top 10 entrance musics of all time. Well, we may do that next week. Stay tuned for that, folks. That's going to happen. We're going to do that eventually. All right. Usos versus The New Day versus Benja Gable versus Rusev and Aiden English for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
Oh, no, I'm excited for this match. I'm excited for the spots we're going to get.
Same.
Yeah, but it's going to be bad.
I'm literally just excited for the spots. I don't care who wins. I'm just excited for the spots.
They're not going to be good, though.
Oh, yes, they are. Chad Gable is extra talented. Rusev can do things we don't expect. Aiden English is underrated. Usos versus New Day has been some of the greatest tag team matches we have seen lately. And you throw in some other guys, and who knows what Benjamin can do when he can actually get going. We're going to see a ton of power moves from Benjamin, Gable, and Rusev. Aiden English is probably going to get destroyed, and he's probably taking the pin, by the way. Like I said, the New Day and the Usos have been some of the best tag team matches we have seen. And let's be honest, if this was just Usos versus the New Day, we would all still care because of how good those matches have been.
I think it's getting a little overplayed. That's why they had to add the other two teams. I think that this is either going to be a title win for Rusev and Aiden English, or it's going to be Rusev's last match in the WWE.
That's not going to happen.
I think that Benjamin and Gable are going to be a little more than jobbers from now on. I don't think they're going to win any kind of belts because the Usos are getting over, ironically, and the New Day is way over, and they can't be three babyface teams on SmackDown. It's either going to be Rusev and Aiden English or the Usos, and that's it.
Going with Rusev and Aiden English. Because Rusev, they starting to pick up Aiden English. I'm starting to get behind his singing. Benjamin and Gable, they're bound to split. Usos and the New Day can hold their own even without belt. I hope it's Rusev and Aiden.
You brought up Aiden English's singing, and I just had the way my mind works, the genius that it is. What if, at the Royal Rumble, during the Rumble match, at some point, it's just Elias and Aiden English in the ring, and they have a sing-off until Elias ultimately throws Aiden English out over the rope. What do you think?
Oh my God, that would be a great way. Number 1 and number 2 in the Rumble. That would be amazing. I am actually with you on that.
No. It can't be 1 or 2. This has got to be like 7 and 10. But there's got to be like a monster in there that like.
Well, there's already an issue with that. You said the number 10.
7 and 9, then whatever.
There you go.
And then I don't know. It's just I would love it. Speaking of things that I love, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are taking on a guy that's from my hometown. It's a former Marine, but he also got dishonorably discharged because he can't figure out to be where he's supposed to be in Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura. Am I a bad person for rooting for Owens and Zayn?
No, dude. We all want to see. Well, we all know Owens and Zayn are going to win this match.
What are they going to do with Shane as a special guest referee?
Hold on, Shane and Daniel Bryan as special guest referees?
No, it's just Shane from what I'm reading.
No. I'm looking at an updated card.
I'm looking at it. Yeah. Shane and Daniel
Bryan as special guest referees.
Do we see maybe Daniel Bryan align himself with Owens and Zayn?
Well, here's the thing. There's been rumors going around that Daniel Bryan's been cleared by non-WWE doctors to get back into a ring. We all know this. Apparently, the WWE is considering clearing him. They've been running tests and all this other stuff. And if they do clear him, if the doctor does clear him, apparently he's going to be in the ring at SummerSlam, and he's going to be working limited dates. Is what they want him to do. They don't want him to come back full time, and I think that's not something he would want to do. I think he wants to be full time. That's how it's always sounded. But then again, he did just have a baby, so that could have changed his view on that. And I think they wouldn't want him to go to a company like New Japan or even go back to ROH. I think they would. I have a feeling he's going to get cleared by WWE, and this might be something that they build to, Shane versus Daniel Bryan.
Could that be maybe a WrestleMania thing we're looking at here? Because it seems like we're on the road to a Kurt Angle versus Triple H thing for control of Raw. Could we see Shane McMahon versus Daniel Bryan for control of SmackDown?
No, I don't think we would see that at Mania.
Where, now hear me out, Bryan loses and then has to become a regular wrestler.
They don't need that at Mania.
No,
Think about how long that show was last year.
They don't need a lot of stuff at Mania, but it's very extra anyway. Jaime, let me hear your thoughts on this.
I was already thinking about that because, as Dan said, Daniel Bryan has been cleared, and I'm curious that it might be Shane that becomes Daniel's first feud back. So with that, say WrestleMania, I'm not really sure, but they might have a clash, or he might even turn heel, align himself with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to form an ROH team, just like the Undisputed Era, but on SmackDown Live. We never know. Important thing is Daniel Bryan is partially cleared to wrestle in the ring again.
Okay.
Riley versus Zack Ryder.
I was going to say, there we go, pre-show.
Bro, it's the Hype Bro.
Oh my god, that is such a terrible name.
Okay, I don't care about this match, but Zack Ryder wins. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Like, let's skip this one.
I will say this: if Zack Ryder doesn't win, he should be on Impact on Thursday.
Why? Laurel Van Ness requested her release.
Makes me sad. Why you gotta be wrecking my fun, Dan?
Might end up in the WWE.
As long as she looks pretty and doesn't do that psychotic crying thing, I'm okay with that. Alright, none of us care about this match, so let's move on. Let's stay in the tag team realm. Breezango versus the Bludgeon Brothers.
Oh, this is going to be a longer squash match. If this is pre-show, it's squash.
It's not. I don't see it as being labeled for the pre-show.
Okay, well, Bludgeon Brothers win. That's the next tag team. They're finally deciding to push these guys.
I'm disgusted.
But I hope they put up a good match.
It's not going to be good though, Jaime.
It's 4 FCW guys.
Yeah, but it's not going.
There will be a lot of chemistry there.
It's not going to be good, Jaime. It's going to be Fandango and Tyler Breeze are going to come out first, and they're going to be in a costume, and they're going to do a little dance, and they're going to do things. I expect that there's going to be handcuffs used where one of them is going to try to arrest either Harper or Rowan, and then they're just going to get destroyed. It's going to last about 3 minutes, and that's going to be it.
Well, here's the thing. I think Victor and Connor get destroyed during this match, too.
Interesting. What if this sets up a feud between the Ascension and the Bludgeon Brothers?
That doesn't interest me because the Bludgeon Brothers have just destroyed everyone, and Ascension has just literally got destroyed since they came to the main roster.
That's true. Maybe.
No interest there.
Maybe the Authors of Pain come in and defend Fandango and Tyler Breeze, being that they were hired as special protection. Am I thinking too much? I feel like I'm thinking too much.
That is going to work if Breezango transitions into a more serious role. So they become like a legitimate police force.
No. Here's how it should.
Okay, we're thinking way too much into this match.
But here's how it should go down. This match will probably go on between the Women's Lumberjack Championship match and AJ and Jinder. Okay? So Charlotte just beat Natalya, and we'll get to that prediction in a second. And then you see, or earlier in the show, Fandango and Breeze are running around, they're flipping out, and they come across Paul Ellering. They come across Ellering, and he goes, calm down, what's going on? And Breeze and Fandango are flipping out. He goes, for a certain amount of money, we can make sure you guys are okay. They pay him off. Breeze and Fandango are getting the crap beat out of them. Out comes the Authors of Pain. They feud with the Bludgeon Brothers. That's an ongoing feud. It's something serious. I would watch it. Dan, what do you think? Is that better?
I can get behind that, but it's an extra long shot.
And then you have the Ascension come in on SmackDown and saying, why did you come get us? We could have helped you. And then Fandango and Breeze brawl with the Ascension. And it keeps that going.
And that would consist of, that wouldn't work because that would consist of Breezango turning heel, and they're too over right now doing literally nothing to turn.
Or is it the Ascension maybe going heel?
The Ascension are coming to them as baby faces. Oh, why'd you do this? Blah, blah, blah. They're trying to get, they're looking for sympathy.
Or why did you do this? Now we're going to make you pay for doing it. Then beat them down.
Charlotte and Natalya in the Lumberjack match.
Okay, let's go there. Fine, sure.
Sometimes I have to bring you back in.
All right, let's go there. Charlotte and Natalya, who you got, Jaime?
It's going to end in chaos.
Well, someone's got to
It's
win.
going to be a no contest.
Okay, so
No.
Jaime's,
Charlotte will keep her belt.
Jaime's taking the middle of the road as usual. Dan, who you got?
It's going to be Charlotte winning with nonsense outside. The Riot Squad's going to try to attack Charlotte, but they're going to hit Natalya, and Charlotte holds the belt.
I like where you're going with it, but I'm going to take it one step further. Riot Squad attacks everybody in the ring. Everybody brawls. Charlotte's going to be laying in the ring, and we're going to see a cash-in by Carmella. It's too perfect.
Oh, okay.
It makes too much sense. It's going to be a cash-in.
She can't foul at the cash-in, and I don't think there's another. Well, the only other SmackDown pay-per-view before Mania would be.
Oh, but this doesn't go to WrestleMania. This goes to the next Money in the Bank. It's calendar year. Money in the Bank is in what, June or July?
Wow. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yep.
But she's got to cash in.
How crazy would it be if they booked this so
Makes sense.
far out? They booked this so far out that she doesn't cash in until Money in the Bank. She wins the title, and then she's in the Money in the Bank match because she wasn't the champion before the match. So she wins the briefcase again. So she has the title and the briefcase.
Or she cashes in at Money in the Bank, like you said, and then a returning Jamie Ellsworth, as a woman,
oh my God,
wins Money in the Bank.
Jesus, you just...
Because that's how they explain it. They hire him back, but he comes back as a woman. So
oh my God.
Vince still gets his tranny angle. It works. It works.
And folks, this is where you know that we have been talking way too long.
One last match to go to before we wrap things up. AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship.
I like AJ, but I gotta go with Jinder because you need to put AJ in something new, and Jinder has to stay relevant, especially now that Triple H has put him over in India. So
they have lose to Triple H in India.
Yeah.
No, but Triple H put him over in another way.
Yeah, he got the he got the rub, but
yeah, the rub.
He also got booed out of the building in India.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I thought he got booed out of the building.
He did, and I think the Jinder experiment is over. Maybe this is just me pulling so hard for Impact. But what if Jinder's done here? 3 months later, he's done, period. He comes to Impact, let's say, right around Slammiversary, maybe after WrestleMania, whatever. And he has a tag team with Mahabali Shera. They tag with Sanjay Dutt, and they're some Indian coalition, and they're a stable, and it works. Anybody like to see that? I would like to see that. Anybody? No? Okay. Thanks for the input, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. So we're all in agreement.
That was me ignoring you.
We're all in agreement AJ's winning this match?
If he won, I don't want no. I might cancel my subscription if Jinder wins this match.
I've heard that before, and yet you still pay $9.99 a month to watch the WWE.
Someone pays $9.99 a month.
Hey, I'm right there with you, buddy. But that's one thing that always bugged me. Everybody says, oh, I'm going to cancel my subscription. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. One thing people fail to realize, if you're unhappy with the current product, so be it, fine. But for $9.99 a month, you get all of the archived content. That itself is worth it. Even if you're pissed off about who the champion is on Monday Night Raw, that's still worth it in my book. But I could be wrong.
It's Roman Reigns, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen the championship in God knows how long.
Well, they only have the Intercontinental title and the Raw title, and the Raw tag titles for the men, right?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen the Universal title in forever. I don't know if it's still in use.
Hold on, let me check Wikipedia.
I think we've let this joke run just about its course. Speaking of things running its course, we have run our course here at the Caps Locks and Chair Shots podcast and on our Impact Yearly Awards Spectacular. So it comes around that time where we say goodbye. Dan, do you have any party words before you give out your Twitter handle?
Nope, I'll see y'all later. Find me on Twitter at RealDDirect.
Jaime, any last words? Silence is golden from Jaime. You can find him at The Great JLA. That's JLA, The Great JLA. You can find Jaime on Twitter. Stay tuned for more stuff from all three of us on Real Sport if Dan ever decides to get off his lazy ass and write. Other than that, stay tuned for my book, and that's going to be called something either We Were Spoiled, but I digress. I haven't really decided yet. It's a work in progress. You're going to find that around next Christmas time. It's going to cover just about all things important in the wrestling industry, but as always, when we come to the end of the show, if you're not down with the Caps Locks and Chair Shots podcast, we have just 2 words for you. Keep listening.